Yo, what's up? What's up? This your guy Ray Hama, one versus a million. One versus a million. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like for me, please. Um, yeah, as we gotta get into it. Um, kind of a little upset with StreamYard right now, but yeah. So for some bull crap they're doing, but anyway, yeah. Shout out to you guys and shout out to Brother Fatty. Salute to him. Thank you, though, bro, for donating to the Army Force. Appreciate it, bro. Um, But yeah, I want to get into it, man. Talk about this show real quick. Okay, Ironheart, and the way this starts, you know, starts off showing this, Riri, Riri Williams, and basically starts off, where you see her and her friend Natalie, who basically got killed by a drive by her and the stepdad and Riri's stepdad. So I'm like, damn. So I'm like, shit, I'm like, what the hell's going on here, man? I'm like, is it that hard it's like pulling teeth and nail to get these people to show a decent representation of what a strong heterosexual black family looks like. And and you had that Cree Summers in there, in the first episode. She had a little appearance on there. I'm like, what the hell? And her ass in there talking about, burning some sage and shit. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But yeah, but Riri, she gets kicked out of MIT because her ass um, was selling completed courses. So, so she got caught up and the woman told her, hey, this is it, we gotta kick you out. So she left, but before she left out totally, she took some of her equipment, her suit with her. You might as well say her beta suit, because she couldn't make it all the way home with that motherfucker. Man, she flew it. She flew that motherfucker out that damn place. She left, and her ass ended up crashing in her own hometown. So she had to carry her own shit. uh, she had to pay a little kid to use his candy selling cart, to carry her stuff. But I'm seeing, okay, the premise and the little plot with this. Okay, I'll start now. Basically, she's in need for money, and she had to. Uh, well, she ended up choosing to work with this guy who approached her, noticed that she was having money problems paying for the parts she needed at this shop. So this guy, uh, presented her, gave her a proposition, for to make some money. But she didn't know, the group, was kind of like on some shady stuff. But their aim is to hit up these big time corporate, these corporate corrupted organizations, and and blackmailing them in a sense to sell them, so they can get some money, And the leader of this group is what they call Hood. Now, his cloak still is a mystery to me, mind you. It's I'm 3 episodes in, and yeah, so be sure, yeah, I'll be covering the rest. But after this, I'll be covering Karate Kid, because I'm in the midst of watching that right now. So, but yeah, I didn't really care for this Riri chick, man, at all, because I'm like, oh, she's all Miss Independent and all that shit, but at the same time, you're gonna realize that, hey, that you're gonna need some people, so you ain't really all that independent. Plus, I'm like, sit down in the beginning talking about she's gonna aim to be higher than Tony Stark and the rest of it. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. I'm like, hell. At least his suit, then his first what beta suit didn't malfunction on him like that. I'm like, oh man, what the hell is going on? So yeah, so she's working with this crew so she can get up the money, damn it, to buy the necessary equipment that she needs, so she can produce, some badass suits. So at least close to the level of Tony Stark. But she ended up realizing, as you see in the first 3 episodes, yeah, that she made a mistake signing on with this group. She's really started to have like serious, second thoughts. I'm like, you're kind of too late. You're in there. You're in there now. And she's like, oh, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a girl. Yes, you're doing criminal ass shit. What the fuck? Stop it. And plus, too, she has she's kind of like a little irritating to me. I'm like, okay, you're gonna this dude, okay, the white dude in there, um, Joe, didn't know, mind you, that he's the son uh, of the late of that one dude from the first Iron Man movie who killed who was trying to kill Tony Stark. So he's the son of him. So, and he's a smart, high tech guy, he's into the bionetics. Oh man, damn it. Yeah. So he wants to take the technology and all that to a greater height to where so it can benefit humanity with transplants and all that different stuff and organs. So, and I'm like, oh, I'm curious. And she's in there, I'm like complaining, bitching about. He takes her to his secret bunker, and I'm like, okay, it's like where he has all his secret stash at, you know what I mean? And it's basically off the black market kind of stuff. And she's in there like, well, when you get this way, I'm like, girl, you should be happy. You should be just shut up and just work with this man, and hey, y'all work together. So instead you there complaining, I'm like, man, stop that shit. You got all that stuff, so you should be seeing like, okay, how that can benefit you. So, and oh man, and that one chick too, she got her head slammed down on the table by dude. The rest of the crew didn't like it, but I'm like, you did the number one taboo thing you shouldn't do. Damn it, you was messing with the hood's hood. So what the hell? Dude got pissed. Because it's like, hey, even though if it was said, hey, that, hey, nobody messes with the hood, okay, but it wasn't one of those things where it had to be said. It's like something that you should know. Okay, don't fuck with this man's hood because his hood is special, and we learned it is how special it is because it's basically it's all magic. And I'm like wondering, okay, where is this hood coming from? Okay, allow this man to, go into some cloaking ability where he can turn himself invisible. All right, but you see his back, and you see black, this black stuff going through his back, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So I'm like, yeah, man, what is this? I'm like, somebody holler at me. I haven't seen him in no comic whatsoever. So man, real low. So yeah, and some shit. Excuse me. But yeah, so I'm like, wow. So my mind is wrapped around, okay, wanting to see what's up with this hood because he's talking to the hood and shit, arguing with it or whatever it is, this entity it is that's within this hood. or the entity that gave him that hood, so he's going back and forth with his piss because he found out that his boy, when they went on this one little heist, that his boy, his right hand man, got killed. The dude that slammed the girl's head on the table. He got killed because he was trying to take out Riri, because he found that Riri, okay, took a piece of his cloak when he wasn't looking. So yeah, and he was trying to take her out. So therefore, she left his ass in that chamber with no oxygen, to basically to die off. And so now, yeah, dude is pissed, and he went and go just arguing back and forth with his hood. So I'm like, definitely got me more curious. So yeah, so I'm definitely curious to want to see this, man. What's going to be happening? Now, Natalie, her friend that it was like her sister, best friend, that died. That got due to about that drive by. Well, and I'm like, okay, I'm definitely curious about that, like how she was able to create her into AI format. For she was just sleeping while she had those brainwaves connected, attached to her head. So I don't know, maybe she was like, it happened during when she was having like a dream or something like that, maybe a little traumatic dream, and all of what she knows and remembers of her friend, boom, there's the AI. So it has like all that. But the one thing is, that her AI Natalie friend doesn't know is what she says. What she gets mixed up is the last, events, her last moments. I'm like, it makes sense. You know what I mean? So yeah. But for AI though to be that, I don't say like intelligence the word, but like aware, basically like as if that was her friend, like right there. I was like, wow, okay. I'm like, this is something that didn't happen with Tony Stark. So okay. And she was kind of like, uh, resentful and rejective of her friend, because it's it those little trauma triggers. I get it and I totally understand that, but I'm like, damn, she didn't have to really treat her like that in the beginning. You know what I mean? Because her friend, said, hey, she was there programmed, to be there to help her. So, but her mother though, Riri's mother, was more accepting of it. I mean, she was shocked, of course, but they got to talking, having a good time, and so her mother basically, hey, he was telling her, hey, just take it easy, on your AI friend. You know what I mean? You know, just understanding that she's there to try to help her, and her friend was there trying to warn her at first, about Hood and his crew. About, hey, I don't think you should be messing with these guys because they on some shady stuff. There's something really off about that dude's Hood. It's Marvel, so therefore I could say I'm guessing right now. So I'm kind of wondering, y'all maybe I don't say tell me in the comments, but not don't tell me, damn it. I'll find out myself. Or if they don't show it in this season, then I'm gonna look it up. But maybe it's has maybe the Hood has some link to the Dark Hold, possibly. But it's in that the darkness of the realm, of the Marvel universe to some degree. So, and excuse me, and that's where it left off for me. As everybody knows that I've seen it. Episode 3. So, yeah. that high school's over with. Um, you were not successful because dude who they was uh who they was trying to get over on that that runs the company of whom the boss of whom they was trying to get. He was there basically. He said, I was waiting on whenever you guys was gonna come, and yeah, and there in his facility, it's weird because it's like if you it would detect anything that's metal, and if its system detects anything that's metal, like it's on a gun or whatever, the alarm will go off, and all the security measures will be activated. So so his security team had guns, that was basically plastic, of course. But they made it out there, and now I'm just waiting to see the next episode of what the whole aftermath is going to be, what that's going to look like when he comes back in contact with Riri and all that stuff. But yeah, just nothing too long. Just wanted to share that though with you guys. Yeah, so therefore I have a couple intrigues, and I hope that this little girl don't be more annoying. You know what I mean? It's just if you get help, don't bitch and complain. Just accept it. You know what I mean? Hey, because you're on a mission. You know, because she got a goal, which is her suit. So, but but that's it. It's your guy Ray Alma. Like, share, subscribe. One versus a million, and be sure to tune back in when we cover Karate Kid, and some more stuff. And there's plenty of awesome stuff coming out too as well. And also, hey Ray, you ain't gonna see this Superman? Yes, nigga, yes. I shall be seeing Superman. Yes. The bootleg version. You hear me? Yeah. So I didn't listen to spoilers. I did hear people give some little takes on it, and those of whom I heard that gave their takes, it's like Artisan, who did a real good job in his live stream, in his whole long ass live stream, in the periods where he did talk about Superman, him and the people on his panel. They did a damn good job in not giving no spoilers. It was awesome. So in a way we can really take notes off of brothers like Artist and MC, who give such takes and has the ability to not allow any spoilers to leak. So, and that I'm still working on myself. But yeah, that in anime too. Yes, I've been off of anime, y'all, and hey, I took a little break here and there were certain things, and playing the game now. I'm watching I'm playing Star Trek online, and it grew on me, man. Like over time, I dealt with the graphics and a little bit of the gameplay, whatever. I've managed to get past that, and just my mind kind of got lost in the wonder of it, man. Like just the thoughts and the details that they put into that, and it took me deeper into the lore of Star Trek, where I'd never been before, such as the Borg Kingdom, the Borg King, and the Borg Queen, in which I've already defeated both of those motherfuckers. Yeah, and that was a hell of a battle. F the Borg, you hear me? And then I didn't know that, damn it, there was damn near like a whole reassimilation colony of Borgs, of those who basically are transitioning from being Borg and trying to make their way to being back human again, and working with them. So yeah, that whole idea was cool. And certain sceneries I've seen, certain planets, and how they look. Yeah, it just I like that shit. It's the same with Mass Effect. I love it, and which I don't understand why by now, damn it, hell, with the fan base, with the level of fan base that Mass Effect has, like it wouldn't be hard to assume or far, for being the possible fact of them making a movie or a TV show of Mass Effect. They wouldn't go wrong if they did. But then again, we know I'm not gonna put all 100. Nah, we know how they can f up stuff. So yeah, we have our complaints with that shit. So yeah, with all other different franchises and everything else. Um, I'm also watching right now. Yeah, because like I said, a lot of the shit that I watch, I shall be covering. I shall be doing a stream about a reaction or review. Uh, Our Last Crusade, something, something. Yeah, it's basically um, army of witches and army of those who are going to be the Imperials, those who are against witchcraft and all that stuff. They're fighting against these witches and the protagonists of the show. But basically, I to say there's two main characters of the show. Is one of those um, a duo main character, I would call it, and this dude who has this link. It hasn't been explained yet. I haven't came across that yet. This link that they have, and it's like when they come to this neutral. These groups have been warring for years, mind you. But when they both came to like certain places, walking and stuff like that, like in these neutral zones where it's okay for them to mingle together, or whatever, it was like a law against fighting each other and shit. And they will always find each other meeting up at the same spot. And it threw me off at first when I seen that shit. I was like, wow, okay, what the hell? Y'all supposed to be enemies and shit, and you know what I mean? But they fought too. Oh man, like the beginning of this shit, yeah, the motherfuckers, yeah, them two, they fought each other. This knight, he's like ranked high in his army, so to where he's being used by the higher ups in his army, the Imperialists. And so I don't know. It's like they kind of give off a dark vibe to themselves. And I see, in the concept too of this, how they're spinning it, because it's I'm basically coming to the end or at the beginning of the second season. Um, and his name is Iska, and he has two swords. Two swords. It basically makes him a badass, a juggernaut when it comes to fighting these witches and their spells and shit that they use, that they cast to basically dispel it, to cast it down, cancel it out, and all that good shit. I'm like, okay, bet. And go on. He's showing like, hey, he really ain't trying to fight her, and he, trying to grasp an understanding from what's going on. You know what I mean? The real issue, what's going on. You know what I mean? So he's judging it from the orders he's getting from his leaders, and you know, and the side of the witches, because there's the witch queen, which she has to deal with in her own land, of dealing with the different family branches, right? That they be rivaling with, and so yeah, and oh man, like just to explain it, man, just you guys got to see it. It's like Our Last Crusader, or no, it's like our Last Crusade, some shit. But it's it's a decent anime. So far I like it, but there's some girl boss shit in there. They be having that girl bossy shit, and that's kind of get annoying too. You know, I'm kind of tired of seeing that in anime. seeing the truth of all this shit down. You know how detrimental it is. You know what I mean, to keep pushing that image out. You know, even though it's baked out there, it's all saturated. You know, but still, like it's like, come on, man. You know. But the guy though, he'll look at it and tell him like, hey, you told me to come here, so why would you be mad at me, you know, and try to fight me and all this shit? And it was just weird. It's like in the same way of how a lot of his brothers, man, in the black ministry, you know, uh be looking at these chicks, you know what I mean, be saying like, well, you if you really want a man, then why don't you why don't your dumb ass do the shit that's necessary to obtain this good man and not be trying to get screwed by half the nation and then say, I'm ready to settle down. Oh shit. So he's coming at her like that though. Like in this anime, he's coming at her like that. So, you know, because it's that kind of nonsense going on, you know. And it's like she's just scared to admit her yeah, she's called the Ice Calamity Witch. The Ice Calamity Witch. And yes, she can engulf a whole territory like at a decent ass radius, a ridiculous radius. She can engulf it all in ice. Like this bitch is that powerful. And this motherfucker fighting her at the beginning. So basically, you know, it goes along as you can imagine, you know, that both of them grew fond of each other and shit, you know what I mean? But she's too scared to admit, come out with it, that hey, that she likes him and shit, that she wants to be with him or whatever. You know, even though knowing that it's a taboo thing, the typical taboo thing, you know, one from one side, you know, growing fine and falling in love with the other side, with someone from the other side. So yeah, it's you know, it's like that. And I'm like, bitch, just come out. But in this, she's saying like, instead of coming out saying that, you know, that she likes him, she wants to be with him, you know, hey, you know, I want to be your woman. Now she's like, you are my rival. You are my only rival. And no one else can take you out but me. You got that? I'm like, bitch, please sit down. So they let me think. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That's what these bitches be thinking out here in real time. They be thinking that shit. They be like looking at us like we're their rivals and shit. Instead of coming out saying, hey, yeah. Instead of coming out saying that, oh, you're my man and you're my husband, they rather say rival or partner. Tell him something, Joe. Oh man. You're my rival. Bitch, I'm your husband. Bitch, I'm your husband, not your rival. What the hell? Bitch, your rival is the devil, dumbass. So yeah. But yeah, man, I should be doing watching you know, Ironheart. So, you know, hey, because I'm like I said, I'm curious. There's a few things in here, you know, that pique my interest to a good decent degree. So all right, that's it for me. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out.